Welcome to day number 4. Welcome to day number 7.
Day number 12.
Welcome to Do It Heartily.
Do you not carry out your responsibilities in the proper way? Okay, that's what this is saying. He who is slack in his work, he who is lazy. Okay, let's go to this next phrase. This type of person who's lazy, it says that he is brother to him who destroys. So this word destroys, it means to destroy, it means to ruin, it means to corrupt, it means to decay. And really, you know, there's this word for destroy, there's actually 2 Hebrew words that are there. And most translations just use the word destroy to put it there. But it's really, the word Baal is there. You may know the word Baal from in the Old Testament, foreign false gods. But the word Baal means master or Lord. And, you know, so the full expression is that he is brother to someone who is the master of destruction. Okay, so it's a little bit more intensified than just destroyer. It's kind of a bigger type of deal. There's a place in Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs 24, where it says a man of destruction, but it uses the word man-ish. Here, it's master, Baal of destruction. So he who is slack in his work is brother to him who is a master of destruction. And so this is, you know, there's some emphasis here with this word, destruction. Let me show you a couple Bible passages. This word has some devastating implications. So I'm going to take you to 3 Bible passages. We're just going to read them. But I want you to keep this word destruction in your mind, okay? So if you're lazy, you are a brother to the destroyer, okay? To a destroyer. Let's go to Genesis chapter number 6. Genesis 6:11, I'll put it up here for you so you don't have to turn there. Genesis 6:11 says, now the earth was corrupt. We're talking about, this is in the days of Noah. Okay, so the world is about to be destroyed by a flood. Now the earth was corrupt, and that's our word, in the sight of God, and the earth was filled with violence. So this is that word destroyed. Okay, the earth was corrupted. It was ruined. It was ruined to the point that God is going to destroy it and start over. Okay, let's go to Genesis 18. Genesis 18 and 19 are 2 chapters that you're familiar with. This is where Abraham is speaking to the Lord in relation to Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot, his nephew, was there, and he argues back and forth with God, trying to cut a deal about if there's 50 people there that are righteous, don't destroy it. If there's 10, if there's 5, and you guys are probably familiar with that. In chapter 19, verse 13, this is where the angels that the Lord sent to destroy it, they come to rescue Lot and his family. So this is what those angels say to Lot. For we are about to destroy this place because their outcry has become so great before the Lord that the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And so it's used twice there. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah was completely destroyed. Those 2 cities. It was laid flat. Okay, and so pretty devastating results here that the Lord is going to accomplish through these angels in destroying these cities. Okay, if you are lazy, then you're like a destroyer. Okay. So being lazy, the point is that it's a serious thing. Don't be lazy. Okay. The last place I want to show you is Exodus chapter number 8. And there's a couple places where this word is used, actually. We're just going to look at one verse in verse 24. This is the plagues on Egypt. Okay. This is speaking about the swarms of flies that come over Egypt. Look up on the screen. It says, then the Lord did so, and there came great swarms of flies into the house of Pharaoh and the houses of his servants, and the land was laid waste because of the swarms of flies in all the land of Egypt. So if you're familiar with the plagues of Egypt, those plagues completely destroyed Egypt and just completely devastated the economy, the land. Here, the translation says laid waste. That's the word to destroy that we've been looking at. So he who is slack in his work is brother to him who is a master of destruction. In the same way that Egypt was laid waste. Sodom and Gomorrah, they were destroyed. In the days of Noah, the earth was so corrupt and ruined. That's the type of person that you are like when you're lazy. Okay? So, real quick, okay? Let's apply this. And this is really simple, okay? But this is extremely important for the way that you live your life. Okay, and I hope you'll really take time to think about some of this. Number one is this. Laziness equals destruction. Okay, a lot of times we think, oh, you know, I'm just going to put that off for a little bit. That type of mindset and procrastinating and being lazy and half-hearted in the way that we carry out our work, our business, our duties. This proverb likens that we are like a destroyer. We are like someone who ruins things. Okay, look what it says. I didn't say too much about this, but he also who is slack in his work is brother to him. The word brother there, you think about that relationship. Okay, it's used here to signify something like, hey, you are just like a destroyer. You are similar to a destroyer. You're brother to a destroyer. And so you think about really these two types of people accomplish the same thing. Okay, whether you are a lazy person or you're someone who demolishes things, this proverb says that you guys are exactly alike. So we don't need to be this type of person. Okay, I'm going to give 3 quotes to you. Okay, I'm going to put them up here, and these are just some things that I read as I was studying, and I thought they were really good, and I wanted to put them up here. This first one is from 2 guys. Their last names are Kyle and Delitzsch. They are commentators. They're German commentators, and so this is an old quote. But look what they say. He who shows himself slack in his work produces in his own way as truly as the master of destruction who does it directly by his conduct. Okay, so what is that saying? A lazy person accomplishes the exact same thing as a destroyer. They accomplish the same. The destroyer does it directly by his conduct, and he smashes and demolishes things, we could just say. A lazy person brings about that same result because they don't take care of their business. They don't work hard. They don't take care of the things they're supposed to. Their responsibilities, they just fall by the wayside. They do their work half-heartedly. The result down the road is the same thing. Let me read another one to you. This is by a guy, Peter Stevenson. This is a little bit more recent of a quote, but he has a commentary on the book of Proverbs. He says, both of them, the lazy and the destroyer, have the same accomplishment, though of course the destroyer achieves his goal faster. The lazy man does not simply waste his opportunities, he destroys them. Okay? So again, the end result is the same. Okay? Just the natural law of the universe. Okay? Those of you that are far enough in science, you know about the laws of thermodynamics, right? I think the second law, what does it teach? What does it say? It says that basically disorder is always increasing, right? So if you just leave things to themselves naturally, what do? They break down. They become more disorganized. Okay, things don't just organize themselves naturally, which, by the way, is a direct, contradiction to the theory of evolution. But that's a completely different series of videos. But things don't naturally organize and take care of themselves. They naturally disorganize. You guys know this? If you just leave things in your refrigerator and just leave them there, what naturally happens? It's a mess. Things get moldy and they eventually just break down. All right. If you just leave your car out in the driveway and just leave it there, what happens over time? It becomes a hunk of metal that you cannot do anything with. It won't crank. It won't drive. It won't do anything. And sometimes you may ride down the road and see cars that just sat in the parking lots or in their drives for so long that they just don't do anything. Right. And that's what happens. And so that's why a lazy person, someone who does not take care of things, who doesn't clean out their refrigerator, if you will, hey, they're accomplishing the same thing as a destroyer. All right. And then the very last comment, this is taken from the Bible Knowledge Commentary, real simple commentary, but I really like what they say. A poor or unfinished job differs little from a project that someone demolished. Both projects are valueless. At my house, our kids got a marble run. I think for Christmas is when they got it. You guys know what a marble run is, right? You got all the little tunnels and little ramps and little like sidewindy places and little wheels that spin. You drop the marbles down, the marbles kind of go through everything and make the wheels spin. It's super cool. Okay, so we got one of those for our kids, and you have to build this thing. All right, I don't know how many some odd pieces it is, 100 pieces at least, and I think our kids, they tried to put this thing together, and they were kind of super excited about it. And now it kind of breaks down because they weren't being lazy. Okay, they were younger, and it's a little tougher for them to do. But they basically had an unfinished, poorly assembled marble run. Okay, and they try to put their marble in, and it just don't. It doesn't go where it's supposed to go. It doesn't end up where it's supposed to go. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It's just a valueless mess. So I come home from work, and they're super excited about putting this thing together. They've already tried and failed. And they got kind of a poor, unfinished job sitting in there in the room. And so I come in, and we kind of just tear it all down, and we build it the right way. Okay, so I take time, I look at the instructions, we build it right, we put the marbles in, it works perfect. And they love it. Having a great time. But it was sitting on some carpet, and it kind of was a little, just the design, it doesn't take much to touch it and something fall over. And that's what happened, right? One of us bumped it the wrong way with our elbow or something, our foot hit it or something, and it just fell. It was demolished. And so there it is laying on the floor, half of it still standing. But guess what? It is a mess. It is a valueless marble run. So my kids, who, bless their hearts, they poorly and in an unfinished way tried to put this marble run together, and it was useless. Once it was put together correctly, but was demolished, what is it? It's the same thing. It's useless. So when you don't accomplish your work the right way, it's the same thing as just demolishing it. That's what this guy says here. A poor or unfinished job differs little from a project that someone demolished. Both projects are valueless. Okay.